Hey everyone, and welcome to a video that I really didn't think I'd be making, to be honest. This is the review of the CX lineup. We have technically CX1, CX2, and CX3, basically. And then we have White Perseus Dark here from the CX04 set. But anyway, this is a review of the CX bays, and the one word that I have to say about these bays is disappointing, just disappointed. These bays are the best looking, I think, are some of the best looking bays that we have gotten from this era. Now, you thought like regular CX bays were, not CX, but you thought regular X bays were tall before. But if we can, I know this is an 80 height, this is a 60 height, but it's going to be just, like, compare this, like, just look at how easily that can just kind of scoop under and burst. Like, it's insane. It's just so burst prone, and these things can't stabilize for their lives. The vortex bit that comes with Dran Brave, 0 stamina, even if I have it on rush, low rush even, this thing just wobbles after like a couple of hits, loses stamina, and then just spin finishes. I've either gotten a spin finish or a burst finish. These things just give away points like crazy. And you can do stuff with them. Wizard Arc with bumper is fine. It covers up Wizard Arc's gaps pretty well. But the worst thing about it is they're light. Wizard Arc is light and cannot spin for a crazy amount of time. I even think Wizard Arrow is a bit better than this thing. Just simply because of the weight. I think like Wizard Arrow weighs a wee bit weighs just a bit less than this, but like it doesn't feel like it. Wizard Arrow feels like it has a lot more kind of oomph to it. Now, the assist blades, I think, are some of the most amazing things that this that the CX line did. I think they're really fun. I think the really interesting way to add to the Beyblade X line. I think that'll open up amazing possibilities for the bays in the future. But the main blades are just terrible. Lock chips are the best thing to happen to CX and Beyblade X. I just really like the idea of using like Perseus Dark in all 3 of my combos, or 3 Dran Braves or Hell's Reaper whenever that comes out. I cannot wait for that bay. But all in all, these bays are just insane. I want to like these so freaking much. These are the most I want to like them, but I can't. They're just too weird feeling. They don't really match up with the system that's in place. Like, because if we look again at Phoenix Wing, it's very small, very compact, but it does the job. I think like the UX line versus the BX line does it really, really well. I think the UX line was an amazing evolution to what the BX did. Instead of having the metal prongs here and have it all around, do something cool with it. So instead of it protruding, so like with Wizard Rod here, where all the metal goes round, or with like Golem Rock here, to where the prongs are like a plasticky orange, and then use the metal for like defense. And even probably the most UXy that I think of the UX line is Impact Drake, which it added rubber to its contact points, and even implemented rubber into the the launcher hooks here, which is just great. I think UX is a fantastic evolution, but still keeps in line with what BX started. However, when you come to CX versus like BX or UX, what I can keep them here, it's a completely different story. It's like if you were around for HMS, the hard metal system for plastic gen. Like, you couldn't battle with them. You couldn't battle other plastic gen Beyblades with HMS because, you know, the system didn't really align. This feels like it's a separate line from Beyblade X altogether, like a different thing that should be its own meta. Which I think CX bays versus CX bays, I think they're really fun battles. I think they're really fun to explore. But if you put like Phoenix Wing on, you know, versus Perseus Dark, that's going to be, I like 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a Phoenix Wing win. But, and even like Impact Drake has some of the worst stamina of any bay that I own. It's got rubber. If it wobbles and the rubber hits, that's your stamina gone. It's kind of like a one-hit wonder bay, but it's got amazing attack power, and whenever you put it on rush, it's just insane. But when you put it against a CX bay, let's just take Perseus Dark, which is one of the worst stock combos ever. You put it against Impact Drake, you're going to think Impact Drake was Wizard Rod compared to these things. Just how much stamina they don't have compared to Impact Drake. It's just sad to see, because I think the way that these bays feel whenever you're like building them and like taking them apart is just fantastic. I love like the 5-piece system that they got going on. They still kept the essence of the Beyblade X line with the ratchet and the bit, but just adding that bit more. Like, this is fine. This is like a regular UX kind of system. If they did something to where, like, they could use the lock chip somehow, but kind of kept it, I don't really know, but kept this like a lot lower, rather than, you know, having the assist blade just adds so much weight. Because the size of this is literally just the size of like the bay and the like the blade and the ratchet mixed together. But then you have to put the ratchet on like underneath this, and that adds even more height to it. So I don't know, this is turning into more of a rant than anything, but I just think CX is for now a disappointment. I do have high hopes for the line. I'm glad I bought the bays and everything. I'm not having regrets so far, but also a weak QC issue. If you can see that there. If you can see that, there's like a thing in the middle here. But anyway, that's just my video on kind of CX as a whole. No stamina, pretty to look at, infuriating. You know, I'd probably give this whole line like a 5 out of 10, because I just think the bad really outweighs the good for now. The best thing about this line is that they do not just power creep the game completely. It's not like you're going to have Perseus Dark, Dran Brave, and Wizard Arc in your deck. That's just it, which I really like. I really like the fact that BX and UX will be viable still in the game, and that's just healthy for a meta like this. But anyway, guys, if you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them down below. This is just more of a rant and a talk and just a discussion on each of the bays. And yeah, if you guys have any thoughts different to mine, if you love CX and you think I'm really, really wrong, then absolutely leave a comment down below. Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.